Joining us today on Pirate Radio Live, former ECU QB, host of the Holton Ahlers Show. He is Holton Ahlers joining us. What's up, Holt?
Clip, what's up, man? Like your hat. I didn't mention it. We were off air.
UNLV today,
Yeah.
I believe, without looking. Yeah, went black shirt, was looking for a black hat. So, and I believe UNLV plays tonight in their bowl game, if I'm not mistaken. I've got all the bowls right here in front of me as we'll go 40 bowls in 14 days. In fact, we'll start right there. 40 bowls in 14 days brought to you by Tub Thumpers Beverage House, located 623 Red Banks Road, Arlington Village. Tub Thumpers, your one-stop shop for a unique selection of local brews, fine wines, and handcrafted meads. Tub Thumpers, your place to find the perfect drink for any occasion. Tub Thumpers, where your next favorite drink is waiting. You looking at the schedule, J-Bone?
No, I was looking at
Okay. Holton, let's yeah, that is tonight, 9 o'clock, Cal and UNLV. In fact, Jarrett picked that game, and he picked Cal.
Oh,
He's got the Bears tonight.
flipped. Cal was 3-point favorites, now 3-point.
Now, yeah, UNLV the favorite, and UNLV has been good, kind of under construction. I remember that week where the quarterback left because he wasn't getting paid any money, and they had Fresno State in a big game, and they won by like 30. So now they don't have a head coach, Barry Odom, going to Purdue.
and their OC's going to Sacramento State.
How do you even put a number or bet on these games? We'll figure out a way. All right, Holt, let's go Holiday Bowl. This one's always fun, right? Washington State and Syracuse. It'll be Friday, December 27th, the day before the Military Bowl, 8 o'clock on Fox. Cougars or Orange?
Syracuse for sure. I think Syracuse is a really good team.
Big fan of their coach.
Yeah, he's awesome.
Fran. He's a fun guy, especially in postgame. All right, Holton's going Syracuse. That'd been ECU played Syracuse back in the 90s. That'd have been a fun little trip for you to take and play in that dome
too. Yeah, it would have been cool. Throwing in domes is amazing. The ball's always just sticky and perfect. So yeah, I would have loved that.
All right, Holt. So 2 weeks ago, off the air, you said there's a former Pirate who's either looking at places or has a place in Greenville, and you're pretty good at knowing things and holding on to it, I will say.
Yeah.
But you had the Tegan Wilk news weeks ago.
Yeah.
But Tegan Wilk coming back to East Carolina. What do you think about a guy going into the portal, actually leaving, and then re-entering and returning?
I think it's great for the program. I think it's great for ECU. Not him leaving, but him coming back is huge because now he can be a voice. I mean, he's a good friend of the whole podcast crew. Me, Caden, Jack, Drew were like, Tegan was like the other guy that was really close with us. And we've stayed in contact with him the whole time. Even kind of right when he got to Houston, he realized that he didn't like it as much as he thought he would. And the grass isn't always greener. And we're actually having him on the podcast. We're recording with him and Shane Carden tonight. And I think it drops tomorrow or Friday. But yeah, I mean, it's just one of those that I think it's good for the program because now there's a voice of someone who has went the route of going to a bigger school, quote unquote, and says, no, that's not better. I need to come back here. So now at the end of next year, when there's guys like, yeah, I'm thinking about transfer, I'm going to try to get money. There's a voice that's saying, look, I was a 4-year starter here. I went somewhere else. It's not better. It's not always going to be better here, which a lot of times with these transfers, it hasn't been better. So now I think it's good for the program to keep guys in. He's going to be the voice of saying, don't go, stay here.
Yeah, it's good to have that. I will say that most of these guys are going to look at it like, man, that stinks it didn't work out for you, but it'll be different for me.
Yeah, they're hard-headed.
Thanks for your input, but I'm out.
It's I don't think it's going to hurt. I think there's going to be guys that see it that, I mean, look, Tegan was very successful here when he played here in the past. Like, he was a very successful player and had a lot of, offers out of the portal, just like some of these other guys who are in the portal now, like Zakai Barker, which I think he'll do good at SMU. I think it's a good fit for him. But, like, just for instance, like, guys like that, like, historically haven't done well. There's maybe a select few who have done well out of the portal.
Yeah, and this leads me to believe he's a big Blake Harrell fan.
He's a huge Blake Harrell fan.
Coming back and should be right back into the mix. Didn't he have some injury issues too?
He has, yeah.
At Houston?
Yeah, he did. He partially tore his calf, I believe. So he was banged up. But so technically he could have 2 years left if he wanted. I don't know if he does. I think that's something he'll decide at the end of next year. But he could get a medical red shirt for last year and have 2 years left.
Holton, I believe, as we sit here on the 18th of December, 10 days away from the bowl game, that, Caden Hauser's here. Obviously, he'll be starting in the bowl game. But Jake Garcia and Raheem Jeter also are currently here, right?
They are, yeah. And then Caden Hauser just posted that he's coming back, which, everyone kind of figured he was when we brought Blake Harrell and JDB back. But, yeah, I'm kind of surprised by Jake Garcia. The whole time we've heard that he's a good dude, though. And not saying that these guys entering the portal are not good dudes. It's just like having commitment to your team while still planning on entering, which a lot of us are assuming Garcia is, but maybe he's not. Who knows? I at least respect it.
Yeah, and still time for him or anybody to jump in the portal afterwards. But just found that interesting that these are guys that if Hauser does return, which he says he is, they will not be starting for this team, you would assume. I don't. Every coach likes to say there's an open battle. Even your coaches. Did they ever come out and say like Holton Ahlers is going to be our starter next year? Or was it like, hey, we're going to have a quarterback battle, quarterback competition?
I think Coach Houston's first year, there definitely was a quarterback battle, and like me and Reed split reps. But then behind the scenes, Coach Houston's like, you're the head coach. You're the starting quarterback. You're the starting quarterback. You're the starting quarterback.
And he named you the head coach. People don't know that.
But then the whole time, I'd be like, well, then why don't you just say it? And he's like, it just promises we've made, like you got it. And I'm like, dude, I respected Reed a lot, and like being in the quarterback room, I understood it. But like, there's times when like Caden Hauser's a starter next year. Like this does not even make that a time. And then I think later in my career that you said I was a starter, but there was times where I'm like, what are we doing, guys?
How do you feel about this bowl game now? Like as we get closer, we're not getting any more information outside of guys entering the portal. Like there hasn't been a ton coming out of ECU's camp at all. Haven't heard much out of state camps either. So, like, is anything happening to affect your opinion on this game at all?
I think it's Kai Barker leaving.
Yeah.
Sucks. If you look at our record and our stats compared to when he played and when he didn't play, it's not good.
Yeah.
Like, it's not good at all. I still feel good about the game, though. I think losing him is going to suck, but I just think the atmosphere of the game and a lot is going to go into guys playing better. I think that will help ECU more than it will help State, because there's going to be guys that elevate their level of play because of the environment they're in. So I would expect it to be a really, really good game. I haven't dove into State too much. I'm doing that this afternoon and like watching some film and stuff, but I feel good about it. Look, they're a 6-6 ACC school, and I think, what did we go, 7-5?
Yeah.
And the ACC wasn't that good this year. I know they got a young quarterback who's pretty good, so I'm excited about it, though. It's good to have a rivalry in a bowl game.
Just don't post those videos. You might get
it might get kicked off.
Might get sued. Coach Mack asked yesterday, is this Saturday the best Saturday in college football history? Bit hyperbole. But I said, hold off on that, because the quarterfinals, which would be
sweet.
Yeah, I think it'll be Wednesday the 1st, I believe, is when we get the quarterfinal games. But I am excited about this Saturday and Friday night when the playoff gets kicked off with Indiana and Notre Dame. Hold kind of the question of the week. It's unlikely we go chalk here, right? Like every home team's favored to win, but can that really happen? So who is the road team most likely to pull off a win? Indiana at Notre Dame, SMU at Penn State, Clemson at Texas, or Tennessee at Ohio State?
Weirdly enough, I think it's Clemson at Texas. And then I think Texas, my brother's a huge Texas fan, and like they are like not happy with their quarterback situation. They went Arch Manning to play like right now. And then I think Indiana as well. Notre Dame, all year, you don't lose to a bad G5 schools. And I know they've gotten better and deserve to be in the playoff, but they lost to like not a great G5 school. At the time, everyone thought they were good, but they ended up not being good. Like if you're a top 4 team, you don't lose to a bad G5 school just randomly. Like you have holes. Now, have they fixed them? Probably, but I still think compared to, they're not in a conference. They have some weird games throughout the season. Like I think that's a game. And Indiana was very impressive all year.
I thought their strength their defense, like at Notre Dame. So I had them against USC. They won, they covered, and thanks to their defense, they got some like pick sixes at the goal line, which were crazy. But USC was moving it up and down the field on them, and which leads me to believe Indiana should be able to score a few points.
If you look at Indiana's offense, they're like top 5 in like almost every category. Like people have slept on their offense a lot, and I think they're really, really good. So I fully expect that to be I might even dabble in the money line on that one of Indiana.
Any worry about Penn State? The old James Franklin can't win a big one. Is this has got to be considered a big one, but it's not against a high profile team in SMU.
Yeah, that's another one though where it's just like SMU's just everyone all year is like they don't deserve it, and they just slowly just keep going, kind of like Indiana has. And then historically, Penn State hasn't, but it being at Penn State, I just don't see them losing that game. I see them losing in round 2, but definitely not round 1.
And man, I would just love to see Ryan Day's face at the end of a loss on late Saturday
That
night.
would be great.
But I don't see it happening. What do you think about Tennessee, Ohio State?
I think there's a chance. The only argument of Tennessee winning this game is that Ryan Day can't win big games. And I think it would almost be like comical, kind of like you just said. And look, I never want anyone to get fired. I think that's a cool job opening. It'd be a cool all-season story if they do lose that game. Like, who would be the next head coach there? Would it be Urban Meyer going back there? So I just think that is like something to look at, and I'll honestly be cheering for Tennessee, not for that reason. I'm gonna be cheering a lot for the away teams because that's a very cool environment. For one, it's a historic environment, and it's why not pull for the underdog in the playoffs.
Holton Ahlers joining us. Holton, you talked about it last Wednesday on the show. Your Knicks parlay had hit like 4 or 5, whatever, in a row, and did not hit last Wednesday.
Did you take it?
Yeah, of course. But I mean, that's how it goes. Once you start making a big deal about it, it doesn't hit. You'll be proud to know I've already put it in for tonight.
Let's go.
So
they play tomorrow, or they play tonight.
Oh no! Did I do it again? Is it the Timberwolves? Is that tomorrow?
Yeah.
Son of a gun! I didn't look at the date. What you got, J-Bone?
They don't play tonight at all. There's no Wednesday games, so yeah.
Oh, so that's why it's up there.
What are we doing, NBA?
No, it's because if there's no Wednesday games, then they go ahead and push the bet.
I get that,
odds.
but why is there no games?
I don't know. Because the NBA Cup was last night, so they take a day off.
Jeez Louise, that is ridiculous. Well, I was going to ask you, J-Bone, if the Hornets can beat the Wizards tonight, but that would also be tomorrow, I guess.
Still no.
Still no. I guess we're taking it off so we can watch these great bowl games tonight. And I got some college basketball action going as well. You dipped into college at all?
I'm just sticking to NBA. I watch it so much. I watch NBA so much now that like I watch ECU college basketball. Other than that, I'm not into it. I've been into it in the past. Like I used to love watching college basketball, but I've just now that betting's legal, like I'm only going to bet on teams that I watch enough, and I watch every single minute of the next game. So
I am completely opposite of that. I had a good day yesterday. Clemson was a double loser for me, but what I have at 3:00 yesterday, Drexel had the Drexel Dragons covering 2.5.
Who are you listening to for these bets? Like, where do you find
that? Was my brain. It's 3:30 in the afternoon game.
Oh yeah, just give you something to do.
It's on ESPN Plus. I'm in. So I won that. Hit UNC Asheville and hit the Bonnie's East Carolina moneyline parlay as well.
Hey, let's go. I am looking forward to. I will say we're not going to be on the 5th quarter. Me and Kate. I don't know if we've announced that. We may have mentioned that.
Yeah.
Because we're going to the bowl game. I will be at the casino MGM, and I am very excited for that.
Is that Virginia or Maryland?
Maryland.
Okay.
I think. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then, believe it or not, one of our sponsors, we haven't made it public yet, but I'm pretty sure one of our sponsors has given me and Caden $252 for 252 to go win money, and then the fans get to decide where it's donated. So I think they want us to donate to NIL.
That's really cool. I like that. Holton Ahlers joining us. Holt, coming down the stretch here in the NFL, and it's that time of year again where Patrick Mahomes starts limping around, and we wonder if the Chiefs can do it, and they always end up doing it.
Yeah.
But we're at that point at the season. We've got a quarterback change. Kirk Cousins out. Michael Penix in. What do you think about the lefty there?
I'm excited for him. I hate it for Kirk Cousins because he's really good, but that Minnesota offense, every offense from that tree is very quarterback friendly, and then every time those quarterbacks go somewhere else, they just struggle a little bit, and it doesn't surprise me. I was hoping Kirk Cousins would do good. I thought it was a good fit for him, but it sucks that he hasn't played well. I'm excited for Michael Penix. So he's a rookie, he's a lefty, be good for me. So I'm excited for him.
I think they got the Giants this week. Then they got a big one that they moved to Sunday Night Football against the Commanders next week, which was going to be Cousins going back to Landover. But instead it looks like Michael Penix. And I read that if the Falcons win this week and the Commanders lose to the Eagles, that could be for the 7th seed in the wild card. So could be some high stakes there
Yeah.
in that one.
Heck yeah.
We saw 2 potential Super Bowl previews on Sunday. Eagles take care of the Steelers. Mike Tomlin decided to punt with about 10 minutes left, and they never got the ball back.
Yeah, it's insane.
Eagles went right down the field. Eagles win that one. And then a shootout between the Lions and the Bills. And is it Josh Allen's year?
I think I was talking to my brother about it. He's a Chiefs fan, or he's a Mahomes fan. And he was saying Mahomes is like the best quarterback in the world right now. I'm like, dude, I don't think he is. Like, I genuinely think Josh Allen's the guy right now. And now Mahomes in the playoffs is the guy until get proven otherwise. But Josh Allen is playing. It's crazy when losing your star receiver in the NFL, like, almost makes you better. Almost like it did Mahomes when he lost Tyreek Hill, because it makes you not have to worry about feeding someone the ball and just going through your progressions.
And I've heard a lot of this too, that Josh Allen, not just throwing the football, but is the most exciting player in the NFL right now, overtaking Lamar Jackson just because of the way Josh Allen runs the football.
Yeah, and he can throw it 80 yards at any given point too. So I mean, I agree with that.
Interested to see the Bills this postseason. Can they finally get there? And we could get that Bills Lions Super Bowl. Although the Lions, man, had a lot of defensive injuries. Now David Montgomery goes down, so
yeah.
They have got a lot of injury issues on over there in Detroit.
It's a long football season. That's what happens, man.
Yeah.
That's why, I mean, it's important to have depth, and that's why I like having Mahomes literally for the Chiefs. Like, no matter who's been around them, they've been successful, because if you have the right pieces, like when they're somewhat healthy, then you'll be fine.
All right, Holton Ahlers joining us, ECU past and present, coming up on the Holton Ahlers Show with Tegan Wilk and Shane Carden. Yeah, I talked to Shane a little bit yesterday with Bryce Williams. He's fired up for ECU, so looking forward to that, Holt, and have fun at the bowl game, man.
Yeah, I'm pumped. I'm excited to go make some memories.
And also, a great year of the Holton Ahlers Show, and you joining us here on Pirate Radio Live. You brought a lot to Pirate Radio, obviously, so awesome having you, and looking forward to doing it again in 2025.
I appreciate it. Yeah, this will probably be the last time before we'll probably call in, pregame and all that, but this is the last time sitting in studio, and then this is our last podcast tonight. So it's been fun. It's obviously a different platform than I've been on or Caden's been on, but we've kind of grown into the role and really enjoyed it.
All right, Holt, we'll talk to you in Annapolis, man.
Yes, sir.